Hi, I'm Jennifer Haymond, and today I'd like to talk about non-binary gender inclusion in the workplace specifically. Promoting non-binary inclusion and understanding benefits both employees and employers. An inclusive workplace will attract and keep high-quality candidates who might otherwise not be hired or promoted, and attract customers who are increasingly choosing to support inclusive businesses. Implementing sensitivity practices in the workplace can combat ignorance and aggression, moving not just businesses but societies as a whole towards fully accepting non-binary and gender non-conforming individuals. While acceptance of trans individuals is improving, both in legislative and cultural spheres, non-binary individuals face particular challenges in the workplace that are unique from those of the LGBTQ employees. Business leaders who want to provide framework for processes and policies that signal a culture of inclusion and sensitivity must overcome these challenges. The modern workplace is one where employees should feel safe and encouraged to actively and equally participate in company culture, regardless of differences and including gender. Some of the issues non-binary people face in the workplace involve equal employment opportunities, a lack of understanding what non-binary actually means, a lack of knowledge regarding transgender people, and overall discrimination against the LGBTQ community. So, let's take a look at understanding the terminology so that we can create an inclusive environment. Research exploring employment barriers to trans and non-binary individuals have found that lack of understanding and a failure to implement policies specific to non-binary employees is a significant challenge to workplace inclusion. The organizational policies begins at the top and at the beginning, with managers and recruiters having a decisive impact on proactive cascading of company culture to frontline employers. Good practices will foster an environment of inclusion and support for non-binary employees for the benefit of all invested stakeholders. Familiarity breeds confidence, and confidence breeds decisiveness in combating discrimination. Diversity and inclusion in the workplace are benchmarks of healthy company culture, but this was not always the case. In the U.S., the EEOC was created as part of the pivotal Civil Rights Act in 1964. The act was an effort to address pervasive racial discrimination in voting, education, and other aspects of daily life, including discriminatory hiring and workplace practices. At the height of the civil rights movement, the EEOC was founded on the principles of equality, inclusion, and desegregation. But it would take some time for these principles to be extended to sexual orientation. Furthermore, the extension of these protections to trans and non-binary employees is still not complete. So, what is non-binary? Non-binary, or trans, is distinct from intersex, which describes the biological discrepancy between internal and external genitalia at birth. Historically, intersex individuals were called hermaphrodites. However, these physiological variations are now included in the umbrella term intersex or disorders of sexual development. Intersex conditions may involve incomplete or non-typical genitalia or reproductive organ development under or overproduction of sex hormones, chromosomal discrepancies, and other deficiencies. Transgender or trans describes individuals who identify with a gender that is not the same as the one they were assigned at birth. As mentioned, up to 40% of trans people do not identify as male or female, while others do identify as one of the two binaries. Understanding the spectrum of identities will help assimilate management and colleagues to non-binary genders and prevent insensitivity and potential hurtful incidences. It's also important to note that trans-identifying individuals may be at various stages of transition in their gender expression. There are several workplace policies that can help protect non-binary people. Protect gender expression By including non-binary protections in your company's anti-harassment and non-discrimination policy, you will signal a culture of inclusion and support, permit gender expression. While many offices have dress codes, these should not exclude non-binary employees. Protect employees' privacy. It is likely that if a candidate has transitioned during the hiring process, this will become obvious to recruiting and hiring personnel. While it is self-evident that this should not impact the individual's chances of securing a position they're applying for, discretion is very important. Outing candidates or other employees against their wishes is hurtful, insensitive, and inappropriate. The best thing you can do is support the transitioning employee. Ask them how they would like employees to be notified. Ask them what their wishes are, and if they wish for you to address this in an email or in person or not at all. Implementing comprehensive sensitivity training to your employees is vital to engage staff and implement comprehensive sensitivity and anti-harassment training, all the way from senior management down. Facilitating documentation changes is another big one. Fostering workplace inclusion means taking efforts to use the employee's chosen name and update their gender marker in any documentation that isn't legal. Encourage neutrality and preferred pronouns. Engendering an inclusive and kind and safe workplace culture to support and welcome non-binary individuals is the responsibility of every business. Everyone should share in the efforts to combat the discrimination and harassment faced by non-binary individuals in the workplace. Despite many great strides made over the past few decades, this PowerPoint offers concrete and robust directions for how to accomplish this for the benefit of non-binary individuals, the success of all businesses, and society as a whole. Thank you so much.